For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? Stacy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything we moving now in the state, turn us on if the feeling is right. Every opinion now comes from the heart. No time we move with a part. We on the radio, it's wrestling. Time's aggression. Here is the feeling in the prove. Get the lesson. And if you want to prove it to you now, here's the feeling in the time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. I'm a 26-year-old piece of gold, the side of the microphone, and the greatest sports and recreational podcaster in the world today. Nobody does this better than I do. It's only a matter of time, y'all. It's only a matter of time before I get the call that I've won the Podcaster of the Year award. I've already won 2 Febrezes for being the freshest podcaster in the game. And then, I'll get the call probably about 5-10 years down the line for the Hall of Fame. My induction speech has been written since I got into this business. Yeah, I'm waiting on it. But I never do this alone. I'm here with Brian Tronick, a guy that wants to be me so bad he's probably going to be me for Halloween. Hey, that's cool, bro. I used to mess around with a girl named Cindy back in the day. It's all right, dude. It's cool. Got the same wallet, the nicknames. You started wearing glasses.
I don't have I've been wearing glasses, and
that's cool.
I've had these nicknames.
It's cool, man. You replaced me on another show. It's all right, man. Let's go. It's okay. You want to be me? You want to be me?
I've had these nicknames,
dude. It's all right. It's okay.
Tron Casso,
Mark's
the Tron father.
You see, look, bro, it's okay. Mark's wants to be me so bad he starts throwing up the one. I'm like, bro, it's cool. Like the bloodline started doing it. I was doing this years ago. Everybody wants to be me. I'm flattered. I really am. But y'all got to realize, I never tried to be the second coming of anybody. I've always been an original. Yes, sir. Atticus Simp is here as well.
Hey, guys.
Brandon Atticus Simp. Boss, whatever we're calling this fool.
Atticus.
Shout out, dude. Shout out, Marks. Shout out, Los Padres. Tough L last week. We're going to bounce back.
Y'all lost?
On the big field at the San Leandro Ballpark. I know.
Let's talk about a baseball player that never really lost. Big Fonz. He was an interview guest on the Bullet Cast this week. Yes, the newcomer to the game of professional wrestling, sports entertainment. Trained at the Big Time Wrestling Training Academy. And yeah, well, I know, Brian, you didn't watch this. Brandon.
I'm watching it right now.
What'd you think?
Another stellar interview from you, Phillip. Good job. Once again, no clue who this person was beforehand. But different story, interesting story. Great interview. Everyone should go check it out.
Oh, really great. You watched this?
I have not been watching it. I've been listening to them.
Oh, you listen to this?
Yes.
Where do you play baseball at?
On a diamond.
No. Where? Like what? Where was like his big championship game? Where was it?
He played at the Coliseum for the state championship for NCS.
No, like when he was like a kid, he had a big like little league championship. Where was
it? San Bernardino.
It was in China.
The EOC.
See, you didn't. Huh? Maybe your team should get him for pointers. I mean, this guy played in China. Better baseball player than the rest of you.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. But, we have our off days. It's either Los Padres is either really good or really bad. And last week, we were just really bad. We still almost won. If
I wasn't retired, I'd get out there and show y'all how it's done. You know what I'm saying? But I've been out of the game for over a decade now. Back in the day, man. Back my little league team, man. We won a championship.
Me too.
I was the best outfielder in the game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was catching them, boy. Woo!
Looking like
Randy
a young Barry
Johnson's one
Bonds
of my
out
favorites.
There.
Man, you know what I loved about my little league baseball team? Because like how you get like the trophy. Everybody gets a trophy for being on the team. The one thing that my coach did that I really
got a bobblehead has my name on it. I got 2 bobbleheads.
Yeah. No. The one thing my coach did that I really enjoyed, he actually wanted to see who was truly the best on certain game days. So he would give out a game ball, you know?
Everybody does that.
No.
I mean, if you look up, I know it's really dark in my room, but I got a collection of them right there.
No, I don't think you understand. Like certain guys didn't get these all season because they didn't play the best. Your boy has one.
Oh, you got one. Good job. You got a bucket of them?
No.
You see?
No.
Like
I just need
those up there.
I just needed the one. You've been playing. I only played for a year. You've been playing a long time. I mean, if I had played all throughout childhood, I would have had 5 buckets of them.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna go out and play catch one day, Phillip?
Bro, I've been out of the game. Well, let's do something I've been doing.
You never forget. It's like riding a bike.
Let's do something I've been doing recently. You want to step on the mat?
Sure.
You want to get tied up in a knot real quick?
Put the Bullet Cast Championship on the line.
Oh, you want to shoot Russell B for that title, son?
I mean, it's a lose-lose for you. It's a lose-lose for you.
It will be the most embarrassing 20 seconds of your life. You really want to do that?
I mean, I can think of a more embarrassing 20 seconds, but that's okay.
You really do that. I'll take you down. I'll get my points. I'll even let you up and get one. Take you down for another 2. I'll put you on your back. Get 3 back points.
I'll cash in.
You really want to do this?
Oh wait, I can't.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to see what happens. I used to wrestle. I just like you in baseball. I only wrestled 1 year, but I felt like I had a good base to me. If I wanted to, I could have gone on.
I was in a league final. I went to NCS. What are you talking about?
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago, Phillip.
Hey man, I've been coaching, so I have a different mind for this sport now.
I trained at the Performance Center.
I'm gonna stop you right there. We went to West Coast Pro. They had a mat. You were like, "Oh no, I'm okay. I'm fine."
What are you talking about?
You were scared.
I just gotten done the week prior, so I was sore after the Performance Center in Florida.
Scared. Scott asked you flat out, "Hey, you want to do this?" You were like, "Oh no, I'm okay."
Well, because see, me and Scott talked since then, and he realized.
Wow, why you? It's okay. Look, guys, it's all right. I know my accolades from back in the day are traumatizing to y'all. It's okay.
I'm at the Performance Center every day.
No, you're not. Let's be realistic.
We gotta set this up. I've always in the back of my mind wanted to see what would happen if we went one-on-one, Phillip.
You know what? When the wrestling season starts, our first day of practice is what? It's Halloween. I just found this out. So here, you know what? Once the kids are like in the groove of it, like a month in, over the winter break practice, I'll bring you in.
Why wait?
And you can get embarrassed in front of the new kids. All right?
Why wait? We'll go to West Coast Academy and why wait?
I can't have that little mat. I need the whole circle.
I'm in the ring.
Ring. He doesn't want to get hurt because he knows it has the plywood underneath, and he doesn't want to get hurt when I slam him to the mat.
What are you talking about?
Just get in the ring.
I have a bump card. You don't have one. What are you talking?
Don't need one. You don't. Champions
don't need one.
Champions don't look at the lights.
Oh, bruh. Do you know who you're talking to? Wow. He think he's somebody. You see, Brandon was never this charismatic. Atticus Simp got his name changed, and he think he's somebody. He think he's ready to roll around with the big dogs.
Absolutely, he is.
I've been on my treadmill grind, doing my high incline, low intensity workout. I got the cardio.
Really? See? I talked to Timothy Thatcher about you at West Coast Pro. I showed him your picture. He said, "Oh yeah, I've seen him in the gym. He looks like he works hard. I don't believe it, but
Hey, I find I get repetitive. It's fine,
You get repetitive. I'm never repetitive.
Oh, you didn't know?
Man, jeez.
Yo, Atticus better call somebody.
Look at that. I got a bruise on my bicep because I be working that hard.
Me too.
A bruise on your bicep. I got bruises all over my body. I got battle scars. I have literal battle scars. This is the birthmark, bro. This is not a birthmark.
You need to see my leg is all beat up. I got scars. It's all bad.
Bro, I can hit the face with a baseball. It never went away. This never went away.
Should have caught it.
I did. It was like, bah! I was like, oh man. But
I got smacked in the mouth with the baseball bat.
I hit the edge of a table that left me scarred for life. Right here. The edge of a table.
That explains
You
you.
wanna
I
know
gave
what
my
I was
brother
doing?
an F5 being inspired from the SummerSlam commercial where Brock Lesnar F5 to Shark. I almost killed him because he almost hit the edge of the table.
Yeah. You want to know what I was
Kids,
doing to
don't
get
try
this
this at home.
scar? I was play fighting like a Power Ranger.
Never.
Did I tell you guys about the dream that I had when I was younger about there was this girl that I liked. I might have been 4th grade, 5th grade or something. And I liked her. And I used to have dreams that I was Sting and I would stand on top of the portables, like top of the classrooms with a bat pointing at her. And in the background, you would hear, "Don't leave me, girl. Please stay with me tonight." That Blackstreet, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, according to Doctor Strange, that means in some universe out there that actually did happen. So somewhere out there, Brian Tronick was on top of a portable in full Sting gimmick, singing to the love of his life.
Tronic, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. That was some creepy shit.
That's not creepy.
What? Is that what be happening on Indie Click? Y'all be talking about dreams y'all had back in the day?
My dream's not creepy.
You're dressed as Sting in the rafters.
I used to love when he didn't talk. Yep.
Listening to Blackstreet.
Yeah.
I mean, Blackstreet's great, but I mean, come on, bro. Jesus.
You've got your problems, baby, and I've got mine. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, go check out the Big Fonz interview. Let's get back on track here.
The
EOC.
The EOC.
The epitome of cool.
Amara cool. Amara East.
Yes. Bailey talked him into training, and boom, here he is. He's only had like 6 or 7 matches, but you know, there's potential there. I see it.
He looks the part.
He does look the part, and his shoot job is like he's a not a motivational speaker, but like he talks to kids or whatever. So you know, he gives presentations for a living, so you know he can talk. The guy's gonna be something. Let's talk about the drama that's been going on in the wrestling world since Monday. Apparently, Sasha, or should we pull up the exact quote that WWE put out? Because they never do this, by the way. Atticus, pull it up.
Who's to say that is?
It's on their Instagram.
The exact account of what happened, but we can get WWE's side of the story.
WWE. Why would they?
I mean, there's always 2 sides to every story, and who knows if this exactly.
Well, technically, there's 3 sides because there's WWE, it's Sasha, and it's Naomi,
and the truth. So 4 sides.
I mean, I believe WWE's telling the truth.
When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, Monday, they were informed that in their participation of the main event in tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts, they're not belts, they're championships, on his desk and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions. And even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live television show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event.
Wow. Lightning words by World Wrestling Entertainment. They've never done anything like this before. That was interesting. Brian Tronick, you've been vocal about this on Twitter with the Within the Ropes Twitter account that I own. So please.
No.
What do you mean? I'm buying it from Graham tomorrow. What are you talking about?
Whoa.
Hey, bro, he said throw him $10 in a 6-pack. I'm like, all right, dang, it's all it's worth for sure. Just play it. But no, seriously, you've been vocal about this. What are your thoughts?
All right. So I've been saving my energy. I haven't said much on Twitter because I wanted to come here and speak my mind and speak the way that I feel about this whole situation. Okay. It's very sticky. There was not much information on the first night that this happened, but you know, days after, It's been quite some time. I feel like I support Sasha and Naomi, and the frustration that they must share in regards to the division, the women's tag team titles, and even them as individual superstars. I appreciate them standing up for what they want and feel like they believe in and deserve. But see, the word deserve, when you say that in wrestling, you have some people who go deserve. Well, no one deserves anything in this business, right? So it's kind of weird. But then the other part of me, and this is just how I feel. I know that it's not popular. It's not what people are going to like. They're not going to like to hear what I have to say. But I have to say that I still think walking out of a place, of your job, kind of leaving the show hanging, kind of leaving your colleagues to figure out, it's like you working at Coca-Cola and you're making Coca-Cola, and then one of the most important people, if not the most important people that work in the Coca-Cola building, leave, and now you can't make any more Coca-Cola, right? That's kind of how I feel. I know the show must go on, and it certainly did, but I sort of feel like, just based off the reaction to the six-pack challenge, a lot of people were excited about this. Win, lose, or draw, no matter who was going to win or lose, I think people were just excited that the women were going to get it on in the main event.
I'm sorry, but who else was supposed to be in this? So Sasha, Naomi, Becky, Asuka,
Doudrop and Nikki Ash.
Why did they just make it a fatal four-way?
They probably should have just made it a fatal four-way.
Like they just got cut. like they just got cut.
Which is and because of that, so that happened, right? But that also makes me feel like, damn, like if Naomi and Sasha didn't leave, maybe they would have been cut. Maybe we would have got a great match. And while I understand, I don't know if you guys have seen the reports and heard that it was reported that Naomi was supposed to win and that she was supposed to then lose to Bianca at Hell in a Cell. And while that just didn't seem right for them because they're tag team champions, and where's the tag team division? How come we can't get this program rolling with Doudrop and Nikki ASH? Why do us four have to be in this match going, fighting for the championship when we have tag team titles here? I get that. But what's a lot? I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna see how you guys feel about this. I'll hold the rest of what I have to say about this.
Mr. Atticus.
Not only did it look like, according to reports, that Naomi was going to win the match, go on to face Bianca, but then also on SmackDown, Sasha was gonna go over to face Ronda and then lose their title match over at Hell in a Cell. And it seems like the crux of it, from outside reporting, not what WWE is saying, is they spent all this time to get this team over. They are singles people who are thrown into a tag team. Didn't make any sense really at the time. They were able to do the best they could, get it over. And now, just out of a whim, they are getting split up, kind of, but then they're still tag team champions. And then the tag team titles are just props for them to wear. And it seems as though they felt as though this didn't make any sense. And why are they doing this? Because there's no real reason. And it's also detrimental to the women's tag team scene, which we know is not very good really at all. And so we seem to get, we have a lot of reports out there. So it seems like we kind of know what happened, but it's still kind of murky in terms of who exactly is in the right, who's in the wrong. You guys know me. I usually always tend to side with the wrestlers. I'm the one who says they should stand up to themselves more. So, I don't fully kind of like what Brian said. I don't fully agree that maybe walking out was the exact right thing to do. Sasha also does have a history of kind of being, for better or for worse, kind of difficult to deal with at times. Naomi, who knows if she was kind of being dragged along and just kind of playing second fiddle to Sasha. Naomi has So Sasha doesn't need WWE really. I mean, she has Disney money.
I'm glad you said that. We got an email about that, but keep going.
She's been with Disney. She was the intro to the college football national championship. So she has like, I know Becky, Ronda, Charlotte, people in wrestling might say that they're like, you know, the biggest women in WWE. But honestly, I think in terms of like pop culture and outside influence, I think Sasha Banks is the number one woman there. And she's not even like used that much in WWE. I kind of see like Batista's doing all these things outside of WWE, but then when he was actually in the ring, like, yeah, he had his moments, but he was never like the guy like John Cena was or The Rock was when they were doing their thing.
That's true. Batista was like the second fiddle. He was kind of like Macho Man to John Hogan. Sasha, she's a pop culture. She's very
and Naomi also has Roman Reigns, seemingly because of the Usos.
That's true. She's a part of the bloodline. Throw them up. Can't wait to see those boys at dinner on Sunday. Anyway,
I'm going to dinner too.
Oh,
I'll be there.
Stop trying to be me. Like, we're trying to have a serious conversation, Brian. Jesus. No, but yeah, I mean, Sasha, you know, she's in pop culture with the Disney stuff. She's been on the Hot Ones, Wild and Out. You know, you've made it once you've on Wild and Out. But I want to talk about her leaving the company. Let's read this fan mail. Let's jump right into it. Let me go to this. Oh my God, the emails are pouring in. Jesus Christ. Where's it?
Did you get that one from me?
No. Jack of all trades. All this Naomi and Sasha drama has the wrestling world talking. But here's a serious thought. Let's say Sasha leaves WWE and goes to the competition. It will be just like Bret Hart when he went to WCW. You were happy to see him in another place. He had good to great matches, but the run was not great. It wasn't the magic that he captured in WWE. Let's say Sasha goes over into All Elite Wrestling, or she goes to another company. Is she like Bret in WCW?
Well, first, we don't even know what the contract situation is. She could have 2, 3, 4 more years, and WWE could be petty and just sit her at home, not use her, and she can't do anything.
Is it being petty though?
I mean, it's within their rights, but
refusing to work, you get sent home.
But I mean, WWE, we've seen they can be petty at times. Just look at the whole CM Punk situation.
Here's
he refused to work too.
Here's how I feel. I don't Gasties. I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way, but I just feel like for someone, I know everyone on the internet is saying how valuable Sasha is and how much more she deserves and how much she's had to put up with in WWE, and, you know, the lack of wins and opportunities and other people getting out more opportunities than her, especially Naomi. But I feel like Naomi's a separate, you know, most of the spotlight has been mostly on Sasha Banks throughout this whole situation, in my opinion. But for someone who hasn't really shown up for the company in terms of availability over the last, I don't know the number, but let's just go back to, you know, when she left, right? I get that. She left, she had to go, she wasn't feeling it. She left, came back. And it seems like ever since then, it's just been stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. And even more recently with SummerSlam, I still don't know. I don't know if I'm in the dark. I still don't know what happened with that situation, why Sasha wasn't available, why she wasn't going to be in the championship match. I still don't know. And maybe that's WWE's fault. Who knows? But it's not like she came out and was like, hey, guys, this is why I wasn't out. I feel like you let your fans down a little bit when you don't even come out and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is why I'm not available to, you know, be at the biggest event of the summer, right? One of the biggest events since having fans back. I feel like that's a letdown. In my opinion, I feel like you walking away on Monday night and not showing up and being in that main event, I get it. All personal things aside, I feel like that's just wrong. I feel like she should have done the match at the least, the very least. And then you could have, you know, said, hey, we're not coming back. Or I would have put the titles on the desk after the show was over and been like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't like the way this panned out, and leave WWE to figure out what they're going to do about a number one contender and all of that. In my opinion, I don't know. I know it's not popular. I know people aren't going to like it, but it's just the way I feel. It's nothing personal. It's not a black thing. It's not a nothing. Everyone makes it. And I'm going to be straightforward and be honest. A lot of people make it a lot of things that it doesn't have to be. This is professional wrestling. This is a scripted television show. Okay. Essentially, we're talking about predetermined sport, right? Sasha Banks got the bank. Okay. She probably ain't even taking this whole situation as personal as a lot of us fans are, right? A lot of us fans are furious. Oh my God, I can't believe they would treat Sasha and Naomi like this. You know what Sasha Banks is probably doing? She's probably at home saying, cha-ching. You know how many news outlets is picking this story up? Cha-ching. Sasha Banks is going to be fine. So I don't know. That's my piece on this. It's boss time.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't maybe 100% agree with the walking out to maybe exactly how they handle it, but I still respect the hell out of both of them. Just do that, just how ballsy that is, and them knowing their worth and kind of sticking to their guns per se. And it is being painted as though this is like a Sasha Banks thing, and just Naomi is kind of tagging along and just going with what
right.
Sasha's saying, which I don't like. We don't know what the case is. Like,
right.
We don't know exactly how everything went down, but as it seems like it's being painted, it's like a Sasha Banks thing, but we don't know how Naomi felt about the whole situation. But I think Sasha will be fine. It definitely is going to be interesting because WWE, they release all these people saying budget cuts, budget cuts. I would assume Sasha and Naomi are making pretty good money. Mm-hmm. And if budget cuts legitimately are the reason to, knocking all these things down and they don't care about competition or whatever, I wouldn't be shocked if we see them get released the next 2-3 months, whenever the next quarterly conference call is. But I don't see that happen either, because I think they realize how valuable they are, especially Sasha, but also Naomi. Like, I straight up am not the biggest fan of Naomi. I still don't I never really liked her in ring, but she does have a connection with the crowd and people like her. She's, fun. She's charismatic. And she, does the dancing and light it up stuff, but it's a tricky situation. But I still am siding with the wrestlers, and also, I mean, we've seen in a lot of the WWE people, they're not saying too much about it. Like, I know Shayna Baszler's, did her little quote, and some other people have said some veiled things, but also, it's mostly people outside the company or AEW people, which AEW isn't perfection either, and they don't they didn't really pipe up when Big Swole was saying something, or there's been some other things about AEW Dark and mismanagement and it being chaotic and stuff like that. So I mean, I give them so much credit for doing what they did, just because I mean, we see, I think, what WWE is, and I think people have just kind of gotten the life and them caring about wrestling and caring about their characters. Seem like they kind of got that beaten out of them.
Yeah, I think with everything that went down on Monday, now I said what I said about Sasha and Naomi and about how they handled it. The way WWE handled it was just wrong. It definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. The way that they handle it really comes off like, obviously they're mad, they're upset, and so it's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna do that to us. All right, well, this is what we're gonna do, right? And while doing that, I feel like they really jeopardize maybe, because I mean, thinking about it, Sasha and Naomi could have been just upset. It could have been something that they could have come back from, had a conversation, talk, whatever. But doing what WWE did and going out there and saying that they didn't want to work with, two girls that were in the, in the ring, that saying that they,
wait, so were they uncomfortable with Doudrop and Nikki?
Apparently they weren't uncomfortable with anyone. That was just something that WWE said. Apparently they were fine with working with whoever they were working with. Their main thing was, why is Doudrop and Nikki ASH in the match to begin with? They wanted to start a program revolving around the tag titles, and Vince wasn't really with that.
because they just lost a tag match last week. Why are they getting thrown into a singles number one contender match? I mean, it makes sense. I mean, from the outside reporting, it's all about creative, but the WWE statement, it seems as though it's more of a workplace safety issue, which, I mean, if that is the case, like, I think that opens them up to more, whatever legal, lawsuits or whatever for an unsafe work environment, which I feel is strange for them to lean more in that direction than a creative differences type thing. And I mean, even I know we might talk about it more when we get to Raw, but they definitely went the Steve Austin route and basically said they took their ball and went home, calling them unprofessional and just really laying it on. And I mean, this happened allegedly right when Raw went on the air. So they kind of were scrambling, but yeah, they were not happy about this situation.
Phillip's face.
Phillip, you've been quiet. What do you got to say about this?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. Look, all the reports are going around. We don't know what truly happened, guys. We're not there. Come on. Now, from what WWE put out, it does seem like it was a issue of them not wanting to do business. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't be in the match. Or go along with how do I want to put this? They didn't want to do business, which I'm sure that, I mean, they probably were fine with whoever they wanted to work with, but they just didn't want to be involved in it because, like you said, they're doing the tag title thing or whatever. But hey man, this it's unprofessional not to do your job, and people have come back from worse. People have literally come back from worse.
I think it's unprofessional on both sides. That's where I want to end it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just crashing down on Sasha and Naomi and stuff like that. I feel very strongly about that part, but I also want to make sure that because I do feel very strong about the way WWE makes them seem. And, I was seeing a bunch of crazy reports, like backstage people saying that they were unprofessional and that they were brats and they were whining and stuff like that, like producers. They didn't say who, but I was reading all type of stuff. But Phil, you're right. We don't know. Like, I'm waiting on Sasha and Naomi, which they probably won't say anything.
I'm waiting for the Cole Cabana Sasha Banks interview.
This podcast is still a thing.
I think it is. I think it's like different, but it's still a thing, I think.
But you have to leave the company in order to do that. We'll see.
And you know what? I seen something on Twitter. Sasha Banks, when she was on Broken Skull, I don't know if you guys seen that. It was a clip from there where she was just basically like, I used to be so thankful. I used to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. And, eating pizza and stuff. She's like, no, I'm over that. Like, I'm not that anymore. Like, I'm eating steak. I'm on this. Like, she basically puts herself on the same caliber of a Vince McMahon. So doesn't surprise me. And I'm sure it doesn't surprise many other people why she would feel, the way she feels. And that's great. A lot of people, everyone should feel like that. But I don't see Vince McMahon leaving or backing out of a job or whatever, a contract, whatever you want to call it, just because, the booking or I don't know.
And I mean, this was something we used to see like all the time, like back in the day when the territories and wrestlers legitimately had to stick up for themselves and had to look out for themselves. I mean, for better force, like Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen, like doing all the things they did, protecting their gimmicks. We just don't see that like really anymore. Like the last time, big time we saw that was CM Punk 10, 12, whatever years ago. And that was almost kind of more of like a safety, mental health type thing than like a true creative decision of him just walking out.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I just keep going back. Like, no, I don't know who else would do this besides like a Sasha Banks. Like Roman could do it. Like Becky could probably do it. Charlotte, Ronda, all those people. But I mean, who's actually doing it? Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Brian, you said Sasha went from pizza to steak? Is that what you said?
No, pizza.
Yeah, from pizza to steak, right?
Yeah.
With vegetables.
With vegetables.
And why do you think that you decided to go from the pizza to the steak? I mean, I'm a fan of the Wagyu myself, but I gotta know.
What?
Let's watch this clip right here. You at WrestleMania was it 37? You and Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. Big pop from the crowd. Great spot.
Oh my God.
Mr. Cold, it is an honor to be on the same podcast as you.
You know what's crazy? Stone Cold during that podcast or during that episode, he couldn't believe what was coming out of Sasha's mouth. Like she was just very I want steak. Okay. Like Vince McMahon. He was like, all right.
Dude, I'm not gonna stop you.
Because he knows like the culture that's over there. Like there's not that many people who are going to say that on the network in front of Stone Cold, in front of all these people. So, I mean, he did it with Brock Lesnar, and he probably, I would love to know what Stone Cold thinks. He said, he regrets walking out. So I think he might, kind of be on the same boat. Like maybe they shouldn't have done that, but I see where they're coming from.
This is a very weird time for this to be happening. It took me off guard. I thought Raw was great. It was going down the right path.
It was. I was at my ranch in Los Angeles watching the product. I'm going to talk to Sasha and Naomi to find out what's going on. Maybe get a joint broken skull sessions, an impromptu one to see what the hell was going on. Thought Raw was fantastic. The mist to the eyes of Becky Lynch from Asuka. Great spot. And that's the bottom line.
Los Angeles.
In all seriousness, I know one thing though. Both y'all never tried any of that shit here. I know that for a fact.
Listen, Phillip, I'm not gonna be here for the next 5 Thursdays, okay? Wednesdays, Thursdays. I'm not.
You are. You signed a contract. Oh my God. Let's that was a long discussion. Let's talk about SmackDown real quick. The RK Bro made the trip over to SmackDown. The Bloodlines in the ring. Riddle knees the Tribal Chief. He hurt the face of the man that puts food on our table.
It's only right.
He touched the untouchable.
It's only right.
So,
what happened to Shinsuke? Where the hell is Shinsuke?
They rendered him up and threw him in the newest patch of WWE 2K22. Brian, I tweeted this at you. You didn't respond. It's okay.
What did you tweet at me?
Should they just keep releasing patches to keep the game up to date and not make another one?
Yes, they should. 100. I didn't.
Can I get a nightmare? Can I get a Cody nightmare pack? Come on.
I hope that's the direction that they're in. That they're gonna follow. I hope they're gonna do that. It seems like it.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Because I don't see them. I don't see them making a whole other game. Obviously not this year, but I don't know about next year either. Who knows?
2024 would it be when it was released?
Yeah.
I wonder how long AEW took trying to make that Cody figure character in the video game. One of the main guys, got to really make him good, and then he just leaves.
Is he still in the game though? That's the thing.
I would doubt it.
Did they pull a WWE and like, oh, he's not here anymore, get rid of him? It's yo.
I think it's really cool that AEW used the real crowd noise, like they were recording real crowd noise from the shows, like after the show and stuff, before the shows. I think that's really cool. I don't know if 2K does that for WWE, but
2K, I mean, they got some good chants in there, like that'll come up every once in a while.
Yeah,
the fight forever doesn't happen all the time, which I'm a fan of. It happens once like every 10 matches or something.
Hey, that's the name of the AEW game.
One time too many.
Freaking marks. Oh man. Outside of the ring, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is coming out of retirement. Yes, the Dragon, the former world champions, lacing up the boots for this July 31st show in Nashville, Tennessee. It is also going to be the last match of the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
I heard he turned it down.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, Phillip. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Wait, what?
He is like, yeah, I mean, the Chris Jericho matches they had back in the day, I'm good with that. I don't want to tarnish my legacy.
I haven't been on the internet, so.
Well, Ric Flair apparently is getting back in the ring. Why the hell is he doing that? I don't know. Trying to get a payday. Get your money, boo-boo, but I ain't paying to see it.
Because it's supposed to be a 6-man, right? Yeah.
With the Rock and Roll Express, FTR, and someone else.
Well, now who's going to do the honors for the Nature Boy? And Starcast Starcast is coming back that weekend.
Tully.
Should we? Brian, you need to experience the Starcast.
I do.
I'm
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee, the music capital of the world. Starcast is fantastic. Brandon and I have such fond memories of that. Atticus, he was not there, but Brandon and I, we were there.
From what Brandon tells me, it was a fun time. Got to meet a lot of wrestlers. Didn't exactly do the panels or the extracurriculars that maybe he wanted to, but it was a hell of a time.
Next Starcast, I got to hit the panels. Got to hit the panels. All right, inside of the ring, the tag team title unification match between RK Bro and the Usos is this Friday. It's a big SmackDown, big blockbuster SmackDown. We got to get some kind of schmoz finish so we can take this to Hell in a Cell. We have to. I need them inside the cage. I need that.
Yeah, more advertising main events just to give a crappy finish to build to another match that might have a crappy finish.
No, we're building to something better. We're building to a tag team unification match inside of the Devil's favorite structure. That's what we're doing.
I do find it weird that you take it out of a pay-per-view just to put it on a SmackDown. I know SmackDown ratings, I don't think they were great last week, so maybe they're trying to bump those up.
And they're better than Rampage.
Better than Dynamite.
Yeah. All right, Brian, I want you to take it away. NXT is back on the road.
Oh, yes, they are back on the road, and I'm so excited about this because the guys and girls of NXT 2.0, they need some reps. Okay, they need to get out there and they need to get better. They need to put butts in seats and they need to get eyes on them. But it's only going to be in the Florida area, which we all assumed.
And that's where they started it, and then eventually it became the touring brand. It's the circle of life.
I'm excited about this.
That's all this is, They get to see Mandy. Nikita Lyons. I mean, come on, bro. Nikita Lyons. That's money already. Last year,
GG get to see all the games in person.
I mean, Yam Bigelow herself. You get to see Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes.
Did you guys see Nikita's interview with Ryan Satin?
I've read some quotes.
She talked about her finishing move. I didn't see it, but I did see the clip where she talked about.
She wanted to call it the Clam Slam. Well, she said it rhymed with glam. That's what the internet is telling me.
Maybe yam, maybe.
I mean, I don't know what else rhymes with glam.
Glam.
Pam.
Whatever it was, glam. I think they said no. So
NXT 2.0 ain't that horny yet. It's getting there.
I swear
but it ain't that horny yet.
If saw this on Twitter. And if this actually happens, I'm gonna lose my ish. Somebody on Twitter was like, the commentators need to say that thing is thangin' whenever she hits that move. They said it on commentary. Big pop from Stone Cold.
I see here that
can we get a Wade Barrett impersonation of that thing banging?
Brian,
you don't got a British accent in the back pocket.
Brian, you got that.
That thing is no, I can't do it.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
That bloody thing is thangin'. That was more Australian. That was Australian. That's all the same.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, it's fan mail time. Let's read the other fan mail here.
Fan mail.
Robert Walker. Guys, what was the first podcast you listened to? Mine was Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson. I love them telling old stories about all the pay-per-views I grew up on, and specifically wrestlers I grew up on, like Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Macho Man. Yeah. Elizabeth.
Mine was Talk is Jericho, baby. Talk is Jericho.
Yes.
Talk
My
is
bud.
Huh?
My bud. Yeah.
It's your buddy, man.
Yeah, man. Brandon, what about, or do you remember, Brian, do you remember what episode of Talk is Jericho?
I don't remember the episode. I just remember, how long has it been? I think I remember Chris Jericho's doing that YouTube series?
Oh, because I'm Chris Jericho. They were supposed to make a second season, but they never did.
Oh man, that was actually really good. I enjoyed that.
Next time I see that dude, I can be like, "Hey, bro, where's because I'm Chris Jericho?"
That's underrated. That's a really underrated.
He played himself, a former wrestler living with some this dude was a loser who he's living with in some apartment, and he's trying to become an actor. That was great. Brandon, what was the first podcast you listened to?
So I think I've told the story
Atticus.
Before, but I think it was 2012 when Kane came back with his welding mask on. And I was like, oh, I wonder what other people are thinking about Kane with his new welding mask. And so I just typed in like pro wrestling or something on iTunes or Apple, whatever the hell the podcast thing was at the time. Cause this is ages ago on my iPhone 6S. And, I found Pro Wrestling Torch, the live cast, and here we are now. I've been a Wade Keller mark ever since, Phillip. That's how it started.
What was the first podcast you think I had listened to? Go ahead.
Can we get a time frame? What year was this?
This is it was 2014.
2014.
I mean, you guys know the podcast I listened to.
Is it Cheap Heat?
No, it was not.
Oh,
was it the Stone Cold podcast?
It was not.
Hold on, I think I know it. Oh man,
that Stone Cold episode where he wrestles a fly. That's goated podcast episode of all time.
I'm blanking. You guys think Hulk Hogan will ever get a podcast?
But we don't need that.
It's just him putting himself over every single time.
Dude, I lifted that 8-foot, 480-pound giant over my head.
You forgot 800
in front of 120,000 people in the Pontiac Superdome, brother. They were going crazy.
You forgot 800-pound stinky giant.
Andre let it rip, dude.
I didn't know if he was going to put me over, brother. He was an honorary one. And, whatever Andre wanted, Andre gets. So I don't know if he was going to do the job.
I forgot the name.
It wasn't Sam Roberts either. It was Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana. It was the CM Punk podcast. It was that episode.
You know what? That might have been like the second podcast I listened to, the CM Punk episode.
Yeah,
maybe the first. When did Talk is Jericho start?
It started like 2012-ish, something like that. 2013, something like that. It's been around for a long time. But yeah, I mean the Art of Wrestling was the first one to listen to, the infamous CM Punk one, and then I discovered like Sam Roberts and Peter Rosenberg like about a few months to a year later on a couple of them. Not exactly sure on the time frame, but yeah.
Didn't Sam Roberts have a WWE show or had one in the works?
That was Rosenberg had. No, so Roberts did his podcast on the network.
Okay, what happened to that?
It's still
is that the one where JBO like call him a mark and like, oh, you call him a taker? Do you even know who he is?
Oh no, that was Peter Rosenberg. That was bringing it to the table.
Got it.
That was bringing it to the table.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Roberts would just like come up with like a topic and do it on the network for like.
Hey, shout out to Peter Rosenberg because I think he went through it at some point with WWE too. I don't know if you remember, Phil, what era was it on Cheap Heat?
Oh, the shoot era. Because he got fired. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
He got fired and he was gone and he was going through like a divorce. And so he was just,
yes.
Yo, the shoot era of Cheap Heat was fantastic, bro. Man, it's the shoot era, baby. Yes, sir.
Good times, man. I was like, yo, he's in a dark place right now.
Man, you should have been here for my shoot era. Jesus.
Oh,
every episode is a shoot episode. What are you talking about?
Everyone.
Man. Bah, 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 bah.
Told you.
All right. Let's go to the other fan mail that we have from his name.
Mr. X.
Yes, he's here.
Shout out.
How long until we see Sasha and Naomi on WWE again, or if is the situation is that bad ever? Hold on. How long until we see Sasha and Naomi on WWE again, or if the situation is that bad ever again? We talked about this for like 45 minutes.
Over under SummerSlam.
Yep. Then he also says,
"What's a question, not a statement?"
What?
Over under SummerSlam.
Probably SummerSlam. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll see.
Damn, that's a long time.
They show up and they do the job in like a minute 20.
I'm gonna go under. I think they'll be back before.
They do the job in like a minute 20 to Nikki Ash and
Got to fill out those Money in the Bank matches.
We can have 6 match pay-per-views for the remainder of time.
Do they come back and drop the tag titles, or do they come back and continue on with whatever they have?
They're probably going to drop them like hella quick. They're going to have a quick ass match.
They'll probably just say they vacated them when they dropped them on the table.
That would be the WWE thing to do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
What's your take on this whole MJF?
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry. Sasha Banks is gone once her contract's up, right?
I hope so.
She's out of there, right?
Does she really want that Bret Hart WCW run? Does she really want that? She might be done with wrestling by then. She really want to get kicked in the head and then retire. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, she won't be done with wrestling. She's definitely got to touch an AEW ring before she calls it quits.
She's better get her own Disney Plus Star Wars show.
But it won't be the same. It'll be a different name, different music. Like, she won't be like Sasha Banks.
It'll be a thunderous ovation, though. If Johnny Elite got a thunderous ovation,
dude, okay. Do I have to remind you how they book people of color over there? I'm surprised we saw Hobbs, Swerve, and Keith Lee on TV.
Swerve and Keith Lee are getting booked pretty good. I like them.
Rampage and
Rampage is their SmackDown now.
I saw Red Velvet was the cover for the upfronts for WB for AEW. Shout out, not Jade or Hangman or CM Punk, but Red Velvet.
Okay,
we'll see. Now let's talk about this. Oh man, what's your take on this whole MJF situation with Tony Khan? I already asked Atticus about this.
Shout out, curveballs and chair shots.
Also, if MJF does go to WWE, I feel he'd become a watered down version of what he does now. How could his character have the same impact that it does now, but in the land of TV PG? So somebody asked me about this at a West Coast Pro, and I could pull to the side and they try to pick my brain about the business, But yeah, I was like, hey man, like he's my age. He's 26. When his contract is up in 2024, he'll be 28 years old. Let's say he goes and signs a 3-year deal. He could be 31 by the time that WWE deal is over, and he still has realistically another 10 to 12 years in the business. Just try it. That's all I'm saying. Just try it.
I think MJF's one of those guys that whether he can cuss or not, or has limits or not, he's going to be fine. Look, here's what I think. I think MJF wants to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah. You grow up wanting to be a wrestler. You know where the place to be is.
He wants it.
That's like growing up wanting to be a football player and going to the CFL. Like what? Really?
I think he wants it bad.
Yeah, bro.
He also wants that money. Mm-hmm.
Atticus, what about you?
Well, if you want my full opinions, go for curveballs and chair shots. But no, I mean the whole MJF situation.
I love that show.
Thank you.
Atticus Simp is a Bulletcast Strictly character. Right? He can't appear in any other podcast.
If you want to listen to Brandon Tanguma's opinions, go to curveballs and chair shots. Drops every Friday or Saturday sometimes. But the MJF situation, I still firmly believe he's going to be in AEW because I don't know why he would go to WWE. He's shorter. He really relies on the unscripted, kind of over the top. Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that aspect of his promos. And he has to realize that if he goes over to WWE, yes, he might get a decent push for a little bit, but he's probably just going to get lost back in the shuffle. If he goes to AEW, if he stays with AEW, he'll still be one of the pillars and he'll be a world champion and get a lot of money. Now, there's the reports of there's friction because of the whole not clearing a interview through PR. But I think it's all going to mull over. We still got 2 more years of this.
Oh, was that the Cheap Heat interview he did?
I think it's all going to work out in the end. MJF is too good of a wrestler, too good of a character for AEW to let him go. Now, if WWE just gives him $5 million a year for 10 years, then, take that, I guess. But if the money is comparable, I still believe he's going to stay with AEW.
I don't know about all that. I think he should go.
This is tricky because he does have 2 more years and some change left on his deal. So that's what makes this whole situation tricky. Like time heals. What's the saying?
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds. So whatever they're going through right now, they don't have to figure it out now. Like they don't have to worry about figuring out this issue now. He's an AEW wrestler for at least the next 2 years and some change. So
if he's not signed by Christmas next year, then that's when we can start to worry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess.
And knowing Tony Khan, he's going to put together one
why would we
heck of a
worry?
plan.
Why would we worry that he doesn't sign with AEW? Go to the big leagues. Come on, man.
Who knows the shape that WWE will even be in by then, too? Think about it.
Yeah, that's 2 years from now. Like we don't know what's going to be happening.
What if Cody and MJF face to face Royal Rumble match, huh?
Could you a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble? Come on, man. Atticus, you really don't want him to leave?
Cody goes back to AEW, MJF goes to WWE.
No.
Like 2 ships passing in the night.
No. You really don't want him to leave?
I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He is an independent contractor. If he
what
wants
do
to
you want
go
him to do?
I would like for him to stay in AEW because I feel as though creatively he is much more fulfilling things to do in AEW than if he would just go to WWE, have his Cody match, wrestle maybe Roman Reigns if Roman Reigns is even there, have, wrestle Seth Rollins a billion times, wrestle whoever, and then just job out to whoever the next tall guy is.
He'll be wrestling Braun Breaker by then.
Job out to Braun Breaker every week.
Where's Dolph Ziggler?
I don't know where Dolph Ziggler is.
He's doing some comedy show, I think, in like June with his brother.
I've been to a Dolph Ziggler comedy show. It's quite entertaining.
Phillip's been everywhere, man. See, that's why you are who you are.
Yes, man. Look, I want him to leave. Go try it out, man. Go see what's up. Yeah.
Try it out.
I mean, do you want to work the same place? And you could quote unquote say whatever you want and kind of be a pillar or be an important factor, or do you want to go somewhere else, make more money, get bigger exposure, be a star?
How do you know he'd make more money?
Jeff's not a stupid individual.
I'm just saying the cons have more money than Vince McMahon does, so it's not a given that WWE would give him more money.
Says who?
Says whatever sources, Forbes, and everything. I think Phillip, we've gone.
I need to see a bank statement.
We have gone over this before.
I need to see Tony Khan's checking account, and I need to see Vince McMahon's checking account, and then I'll believe it. Vince got the biggest company, therefore he the biggest boss. He got the biggest checkbook. Cha-ching, cha-ching, ching.
Does Vince McMahon own part of a NFL team and a Premier League team?
He doesn't need to.
and a very successful housing company or whatever else they do.
It doesn't matter. How are these Jacksonville Jaguars doing, by the way?
Yeah, they're on the up and up. They got Trevor Lawrence. They've signed some big names. Travis Etienne hopefully is going to come back from injury. They signed Christian Kirk, I think, to like some stupid contract. But they're
So he's
after
making-
only winning one
stupid
game,
how?
you can only go up. You can only go up from there.
Stupid contract how?
You signed a middle of the pack wide receiver to top end money.
Oh, so he's wasting money. That's what you're saying. Oh, you see, Vince don't waste money. So all these people he cut. Come on, Mara.
That's the other con.
Come on, bruh.
That's Nick Con.
Come on, man. Jesus, I can't believe you would say that. Let's read this last one so we can get on with this.
According
After watching
to the internet, it says that his estimated worth is $1 billion. $1 billion.
No, so look. After watching the cage match between Lashley and Omos, I was wondering, do you think it would be a nice nostalgia pop if they painted the regular steel cage blue, like the classic steel cage they had back in the 90s, or would it have a problem to watch, or would it be a problem to watch on TV like the red Hell in a Cell can be? I think blue would be all right. Huh? Guys?
It's called a steel cage. Can we just keep it the color of steel?
You didn't pop for a blue steel cage back in the day?
I mean, if they want to make it the old school blue cage, I'm fine with that. But if it's just a cage that is obviously just spray painted blue, then because it's on SmackDown, and then you have a red one because it's on Raw, and then you have a tie-dye one because you're on NXT, and then a green and orange one because you're on Level Up.
Who said
green and orange one because they're on Level Up?
said Level Up's having steel cage matches. You're thinking way out of it.
Their levels they haven't leveled up enough to get a steel cage match.
Yeah, let's move on. Raw, Cody, the American Nightmare, good buddy of mine. He's on the wall back here. Yeah, he cuts a great promo, realized he would never be the American Dream, so why doesn't he embrace his American Nightmare? Painted his face, all the stuff. He and Seth Rollins pops up on the screen, yada yada yada, Hell in a Cell. Cody, Seth Rollins. Cody told him he'll see him in hell. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seth gets the dub, right, boys?
No.
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep for
just like how I'm a clean
Cody
sweep
Rhodes.
Atticus over here when I step on the mat with his ass, huh? I'll give you 3 matches. I'll check you in one, I'll beat you by points in the other, and then I'll just pin you flat out in the third. How about that? Come on, man. Come on. Thought I forgot, huh? Didn't forget.
And then I spray with green mist because apparently that's a clean finish.
Yep.
No. What are you talking about, man? No, I don't think you understand. When I step on that mat, I have no friends. I have no family. I don't know what y'all. Come on, bro. It's gang warfare up in that thing, boy.
Asuka had a lot of green mist, by the way.
Wait, what? What did you say about the green mist?
She had a lot of green mist.
She did have. There was a lot of green mist, but I mean, thoughts on the Hell in a Cell.
Takes a lot of mist to bring down Becky Lynch.
Thoughts on the Hell in a Cell. I mean,
I can't wait for it.
it's gonna be this.
Cody gonna bleed this time?
You know what? If he can talk, if anybody can talk Vince into some color, it might be Cody Rhodes.
Do the old Bret Hart and just be like, it was on accident.
But no, I mean, but they got the red, they got the red cage. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work.
They can shoot it from inside the cage.
Or we can just go back to
They've got camera. They've got cameramen inside the cell, right?
We can just
They
go
got
back to
2
the,
cameramen inside the cell, I believe.
yeah. Then they have the holes, where you can hold the camera in there.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just go back to the days of the regular cell? I mean, I'm cool with the red one, but just
Yeah, the regular cell. It's about time for it to bring that back.
have you ever seen a Hell in the Cell, Brandon or Brian? I'm sorry.
Have I seen the Hell in the Cell
Live? Have you ever seen?
You got a chair.
No, I have not. I've only seen the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, that's cool, man. The Hell in the Cell is a spectacle, man. It really is. It's something.
Have I seen Hell in a Cell?
Ooh,
Did you go to the Fiend one?
I didn't go. I didn't go to the Fiend one.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Nah.
Can we get a Hell in the Cell in San Jose? could we?
One of the that is a chair from the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time.
Thought it was fantastic. I love
Yep.
it.
So great. It started an AEW chant.
And
But it's okay. It was all worth it because JoJo was front row right in front of me, and that thing was thanging. That bloody thing was thanging.
Whoa. Wait.
Respectfully.
I had JoJo in front of me a couple times.
Respectfully. Uh-oh. Brian's getting pulled off stage left. Get his ass beat right now.
Man. Oh, man. All right. Asuka defeats Becky. I don't know why this says Bianca. Jesus. Asuka defeats Becky, with the mist and everything. We've talked about this the majority of the show. So Asuka's number one contender. Lashley defeats Omos in the cage match. Nice finish. Protects Omos.
I'm seeing so many people say they don't like Omos. Are you guys in that group? Do you not
he
like
has
Omos?
new teeth. He's leaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's moving quicker. Come on, man.
I feel like they're booking him better than what a lot of people might have expected. Also, Bobby Lashley's been fantastic in this role with him. MVP has been great. Omos has
got chucked
Cedric
off thing.
Cedric even Omos's posture, his stance, he looks like he believes in himself, and I think that's what separates him from the Omos when he was with AJ versus now.
Absolutely.
That's no shade to AJ though. AJ
every time I see Omos, you know what pops into my head? Like Vince on commentary in the 90s, the Nigerian Giant, Omos. Just what pops into my head, man.
Has that been his nickname for a while? Or is this the first time they used that? Because I feel like they really hammered that home this week.
They've been saying it the past couple of weeks,
but they put an elbow in it this week.
Look at the speed of the Nigerian Giant.
I thought it was the Colossus or Colossal or whatever.
That's when he was with AJ.
Oh, okay.
So he's not. You gotta. Next time I do commentary, I'm gonna just say the person's like moniker over and over. I called a match for a dude that trained with Cody at the Nightmare Factory. That was what's up. Shout out Rude Dragon.
Real quick sidebar. I saw that Starboy Charlie came back at West Coast Pro.
Yeah, I did it again. Come on. Tired of it, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the feud that I'm looking forward to right there. Titus Alexander and Starboy Charlie.
You got to come to 93 till infinity, bruh.
Oh.
You know what? I think they'll have the match at Cruel Summer at the new venue. Bro, like that West Coast Pro show, like the crowd was never quiet. They were on fire for every match. The AJ Gray Martyr match. Surprised Martyr's head is still on his shoulders. That boy AJ Gray threw them lariats. Man, it was Biff Busick was tight. Him and Vinny. It was good. Vinny had some color. He was bleeding.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. This is what's up. Riddle defeated Jey Uso. Prepping for that unified tag title match. Liv Morgan joins the club.
Mm-hmm.
The club.
Shout out.
Then you got the Judgment Day promo.
Wait. There was. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Liv, Balor, and Styles were backstage, there was purple lighting in the background.
Ooh, spooky.
You think it's Liv, but it's really going to be like Finn or something.
I think it's Finn. I think it's going to be Finn.
Like really embrace the, and then he starts painting his face like when he was in Japan. You got to do it.
Which one?
You got to do it. The song.
If you believe yours is the only way.
Dude, I need them to come back so I can hear that shit live.
Oh man.
I need to see Edge step down off his mountain of omnipotence. I need to see it. You know what? I'm going to that house show in
July?
In Sacramento, just in case Damian Priest is on the card or Rhea and Edge accompanies them. I need to do it.
Edge ain't doing no house shows in Sacramento.
He's putting in this work, bruh. What you mean? He went to a throwaway SmackDown in San Jose. Come on, how dare you?
If Rhea Ripley is indeed going to be doing a promo with Bianca at SummerSlam, then she might possibly be doing house shows, getting ready for the matchup. You never know.
That's what I'm saying. Judgment Day promo was nice. I enjoyed it. Let's go over to AEW. Haven't done that in a very long time. Brian, this is yours.
Well, I mean, it can be, or it could be Atticus because I kind of was watching.
Oh, I'll just keep it going. I'll just keep it going. Just keep it going.
Okay, it's fine. It's not like I watched the entire thing. It's fine.
I mean, I turned it on a few minutes late. Saw Johnny Elite go up against Samoa Joe. Joe beat him in the what is this? The quarterfinals of the Owen Hart thing.
Yes,
bro. Like this still, because when I listened to the Mac Mania podcast, like it really made me think about this. Like they could have done a tournament for Brody Lee. You know what I mean?
They really could have.
It's like it's like the XFL doing a game or a tournament for Tom Brady. He didn't play there.
Maybe that's coming though.
What?
Shout out the XFL getting that Mickey Mouse money.
But I'm saying, like,
is Johnny Elite all elite officially, or is this just a one-off?
It might just be a one-off. He didn't. I haven't seen a graphic. Is there a graphic? Do we know?
No graphic. I think it is just a one-off. My dumbass thought that it was Johnny Gargano, but of course it was.
AEW on TV Twitter account tweeted that it was Johnny Gargano. I don't know who if that's an official AEW Twitter page or not, but they messed up.
Johnny Gargano, Double or Nothing. Well, I mean, you know, when I'm in the house for AEW pay-per-views, big surprises, big debuts happen. So,
me too. Why do you think Moxley showed up?
Exactly. Oh, because of you.
Maybe I'm showing up at Double or Nothing.
I almost had the Moxley thing spoiled.
That'd be a bigger shock than Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole showing up at the end of All Out.
Man, yeah, you know what? If Brian Tronick shows up somewhere, that's the shock. Not anything that happens on the show. They're like, people were asking me, like, is he going to West Coast? I'm like, you never know with Brian. You never really know with this guy.
Oh, I'm gonna be at 93 to what is it?
Till infinity?
Yes.
Bro, come on, 93 till infinity. That's the slap. Come on, bro.
It is.
Yes, sir.
It is.
But yeah, so that happened, and then, you know, Jay Lethal's group attacked Samoa Joe. Hangman Page wrestled what's this dude's name again?
I can't even pronounce it.
I forgot.
I know it's Takashita.
Konosuke Takashita.
Yes. 26 years of age, 10-year vet, wrestled in DDT. Him and his tag partner dethroned Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega for those tag titles. Yeah, Hangman Page defeats him at the GTS. Punk's like, I got him. I got you. I'm in your head and all that other stuff.
Shout out CM Punk. Fantastic shirt.
I mean, he's done that before.
Still a fantastic shirt.
And I didn't even know where they were. And then I saw his shirt. I'm like, oh, they're in Texas. Oh, Houston. Oh, man.
Yeesh.
The three-way tag title match has been set for Double or Nothing. Powerhouse. Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks are going to go up against oh my God, Keith Lee and Swerve Scott and Jurassic Express. Winner walks out with the tag team championships.
Yeah, this match is kind of underwhelming just because
there are four black people in this match and neither of them are winning. That's a shame.
No, they got a chance. They got a pretty big chance. This does kind of feel like a throwaway, like just put together random. Like, well, we got these two tag teams that are hot.
Thought championships and stuff mattered over here, huh?
They have a 60% chance of winning.
Yes,
according to WWE math.
Mm-hmm.
According to starter math, got an 83% chance. Sorry. MJF whips Wardlow, the guy that is going to be leaving AEW to go to WWE in 2024. Whipped Wardlow. How do you feel?
It wasn't the same as the Cody one just because it wasn't the first, but this is the first time in a long time that we've seen Wardlow, sell and get knocked down after the ring and Sean Spears beating him up. So, it was a different step. Wardlow actually, trying to build up momentum going into Double or Nothing. He has the cage match next week, which obviously he's going to win. So, it was fine. I don't think it was as dramatic as the Cody one was.
Yeah.
MJF had like tan hands.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with jazz hands.
It's that jaundice, man. Yep. The BCC and the JAS have a segment. That boy Jericho with the zingers. Tell your wife to call me. Regal, you're an addict. You're gonna go to the same place that Moxley went to. I was like, oh,
how come
we going for it?
How come there's no outrage for Jericho bringing up real life issues of Regal and Moxley, but when WWE did it with Hardy, people were saying that was bad taste?
Because these people are fickle, and because Jericho's a goat.
Not saying it's right, but I think it is different when a wrestler does it to another wrestler than when corporate, the higher ups, say we're going to do the storyline based around your sobriety.
How do we know that didn't happen?
What do you mean?
How do we know Tony Khan wasn't like, hey, Jericho, say this? How do we know that?
We don't know that. But we do know that
so
AEW's talent gets a lot more free reign.
It's not right to just assume that this is just Jericho's idea. It had to be put in his head by the higher ups. We can't just assume that.
Well, and you're assuming that he's getting things fed to him. So you're doing the same thing.
I would say the same thing.
I have some I know. I hung out with Alan Angels. I learned some things.
I would say the same thing about Jeff Hardy. How do we know that at the time Jeff Hardy didn't sign off on it and was like, I mean,
if Jeff didn't want that to happen, he would have said no.
And Jeff Hardy is on record saying that he was all good with whatever. He was never really one to pitch things. So he was kind of like all right, yeah, whatever. How do we know Jeff Hardy was notified about this and he didn't have an issue with it?
It's very true. It's very, very true. DMD defeats Maki Ito. I turned off Dynamite for this. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. This is not, you could have done Ember Moon, could have done Candice LeRae, Taya Valkyrie. Jesus Christ. Just not good.
Tony doesn't want to blow all that in one night. Just a regular Dynamite.
But he's done that before. God, Tony blows his load quick. We know that.
Not tonight, though. Not tonight,
Well, probably why he's not married. Jesus. Anyway. Serena Deeb had a promo. I haven't heard it, but I'm sure it's fantastic. Was it fantastic?
It was not. She kind of stumbled over her words. It was a little awkward.
How you gonna talk about the professor like that?
The crowd wasn't exactly into it. I mean, I thought there was points of it that were good. It went on, I think, a tad bit too long. I think you add this with the Maki Ito stuff. I think that might have bled into the main event a little bit. Thunder Rosa comes out. She doesn't really say anything. She accidentally elbows Dustin Rhodes, and then Serena Deeb hits her with the belt. So once again,
after picking it up right in front of her.
Yeah. And then, once again, Thunder Rosa, not exactly looking like the strongest champ in the world. And Thunder Rosa and Adam Page aren't cutting, championship promos like they should be.
The champions of WWE look strong. Just saying, bro. Just saying. You got the tribal chief. You got Bianca Belair, a hybrid. You got, hell, the SmackDown Women's Champion's a UFC Hall of Famer. Like, I'm just saying, bro. Yeah. It goes back to all that stuff I said when, the podcast was running wild, brother. I wasn't just saying shit. Like, these are real problems.
These are the S word.
I did shit.
No swearing.
A good buddy of mine, that's his last name. Rob Shit.
No swearing.
Yeah. What do you want, Karen? What are you gonna do?
You're cursed. No swearing.
Danhausen is stupid. I said it. It is stupid.
Did you see the new Hookhausen shirt?
I don't want to see
I did not, but am I gonna have to buy this when I go to Vegas?
It looks pretty tight. I like it.
Hook
God damn it. It better not be good.
There was potential, he was a mystery. Now he's doing this weird shit.
Hook?
Yes.
Hook Hook's a likable guy. Hook's just chilling. Hook is what Orange Cassidy should have been.
A badass? No.
Yeah, badass, but just chill.
Shout out Orange Cassidy. He was at Lodi Con a few weeks ago. Shout out.
What's next? Is there a next chapter for Orange Cassidy, or is what we get?
What happened to Orange Cassidy? What's been going on with him?
Mm-hmm.
Just hasn't been on the show, huh?
I mean, he's evolved a bit, but ever since the Jericho feud, he hasn't really. Or no, he did have the Adam Cole feud, but even then, he really wasn't doing much.
I mean, hell, like after you have a Jericho feud, you're supposed to like blow up and do some shit, you know?
Get your Cody Rhodes merchandise on Pro Wrestling Tees before it's gone, folks.
Is that what they say?
It just says buy today, available for a limited time.
No, I looked at my I still have my American Nightmare Bullet Club shirt. Great times. It's worth something, I'm telling you. Then lastly, Adam Cole defeats Jeff Hardy, and the Young Bucks deliver the worst double super kick of all time to Sting. Jesus Christ. And it was bad.
They cripple Sting. They put his chair. They put his chair in a leg. They put his leg in a chair, and they stomped on it. So presumably this like breaks his ankle and he's out for a little bit. I thought maybe they were setting up like some sort of 8-man, which I don't want to see another mixed, big tag match when you got the BCC and the Jericho Appreciation Society doing the same thing.
BCC.
Have to speak very slowly when I say that. Don't want to be putting extra letters that aren't supposed to be in there.
BCC.
But
BCC.
Hopefully we get Young Bucks and Hardys just a straight up tag match, because I don't want to throw in Red Dragon or Darby Allin in there. So
hopefully
it's the
BCC. I mean, we also have the multi tag team match, and you got the 10-man between the BCC and JAS. So hopefully we get one tag team on tag team action.
They call Brian and I the BCC, the Black Cool Kids.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got?
Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Whoa, we can't reward them for walking out of the company.
We can reward them for standing up for themselves, though. While I don't agree with them walking out, it takes a lot.
Let's pick somebody else.
I'm going to give it to Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Shayna Baszler for standing kind of with Naomi and Sasha Banks.
Well, she better get fired.
Who's next? Who's next?
Y'all a little too rebellious today.
Listen, okay. I'll pick Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Ali, because Ali said that when he see his son playing with the wrestler ring and his wrestling action figure, he said he looks at it and that's great, but he said that ain't enough. I need pay-per-views and championships.
Yeah.
I need Hall of Fame stats.
He got tired of sitting at home, so he went to Vince, was like, all right, I'll do what you want. And then he got put on TV. Okay. It's that simple, bruh. It's that simple. God.
He clearly said on the bump that nothing's changed.
No, I don't buy that.
He clearly said that.
I don't buy that.
So Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
I don't think he's being buried, by the way. There's a lot of people out there talking about, see, he just came back to WWE to job to the Miz. And no, this is a story going on here. It's supposed to build that sympathy for Mustafa.
Barry is like losing every single match for like 2 years and not being on TV. That's Barry.
Yes.
That's Barry.
Okay, like what's his name? I don't want to get his name wrong. It's something Black. He's like 0-49 in AEW right now. How is that not buried?
Yeah, that's not a story either. That's just
is it Baron Black?
Yeah, he just loses.
He's the new Kurt Hawkins. He's gonna have a big moment.
Baron Black. Well, Baron Black is a man of color, so you know what's going on there. Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I was at UGWA on Sunday. It was great. Met Alan Angels of the Dark Order. Gave him one of these. Chill dude. Met Suge Dunkerton, aka Pineapple Pete. Or how did Jericho say it? Pineapple Pete. Yeah, met him. Super chill guy. Really nice homie. Met Brooke Havoc as well. That was tight. So yeah, Ugwa, man. This is what we do. Gilroy District Theater. It was a decent venue. Yep. Well, that is going to do it for us. We had a long one, and we'll be back next week. Yep.
Yeah.
Tight.
Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything